My name is Yasser Ismail. I am a writer. I write for the theater. I write. I write everything. Um, that's what I do. I think it's always really great if you ask questions that you actually have after you interact with a piece or see a piece or read a piece or whatever it is that you do. I think, and this happens to me sometimes too when I go and see something that I'm not really familiar with, like when I started looking at a lot of visual art and going and seeing installation pieces, I wouldn't be sure of what I was supposed to be getting out of it, or I mean, all my insecurities about the work would often come up for me, and I think that makes me maybe shy away from engaging with the artist or having a conversation about it because I'm afraid I might say something wrong or I'm like all of those things, right? But for me, when I've done work and somebody comes and asks me a question that they really have about the piece, I really don't think there is any dumb questions about work. Often the most revealing questions for me have been things because the person has watched my work or read my work and gone, oh, like why did you put that um, why did you put that flower pot in the middle of the piece or whatever it is? And I that might not have been a very conscious choice. I mean, ideally, all of the choices inside a piece are there because you've made the choices, but a lot of it isn't. So that question that might not be related to the rest of the piece in the mind of the person who's asking it might actually get the artist to think about the work in a way they haven't thought about it. So I think starting with your gut is generally a very good place to go. I don't think, I mean, when I'm making work, I'm wanting you to have an experience and have a feeling. So whatever you're going through is a good thing. So if you ask questions from that, I think you're doing me a service for sure. So I would stay away from just appreciating the work because you came inside. Oh, that was great. Like that doesn't really help me at all as an artist, right? Oh, yeah, thank you, but if you really want to have a real conversation about the work, that doesn't help me. Like, if you can even find one thing you got curious about the work, that's what's going to help me. It depends. With theater work, when I'm creating, I definitely want the viewers in there as soon as I can have you in there safely. Meaning, often the way I work in the theater is I work with a bunch of movers and actors and dancers, and I get them to um, come up with imagery and words from their own bodies. I will use Grotowski-based exercises. I'll use different kind of somatic exercises that I get my performers to generate material out of, as long as they feel safe enough to express inside those activities with audience members there. I want general public to be in there from the beginning. In fact, one of the things that I've really wanted to do, and hopefully I'll get to do this in a year or so, is to have a group of audience members who will see a piece from the moment I start creating it with my company to the very last performance. That's something I would love to do. Um, the only thing that is dependent on the audience coming in is whether the people that I'm working with feel safe enough to express with the audience members there. So that's what I have to say about the with the creative writing that I do. That's not in a studio. That's not performance based. Absolutely not. I don't want people to really see that work before it's at least a draft of it is done. At least the first draft of it is done. It's a much lonelier work. I'm often grappling with whatever it is that I'm trying to form on my own or with one other person, my editor, who, you know, with her, she'll see everything that I'm writing, but she's a dramaturg. But general public, no, only because any comments that might come my way before, because I don't even know what I'm writing at that point. I don't even know where it's going, and it can really derail whatever is forming if I show it to people who, you know, and you don't even have to say anything. I might sense something from you that might derail me. So with creative writing, I don't really want people to see it before it's done. Yeah, I think like really be courageous when engaging and talking about the work. Just standing up for how you feel when you see a work, standing up for the kind of thoughts that pass through your mind when you see a work. That's the only way that a real conversation will happen. There are no wrong answers, and I know that there's a lot of kind of um, I don't really like this word, but pretentiousness that goes around creation, and you know, just when that comes up, just maybe find a way to laugh and move on from that point on, because for me, any kind of work, whether it's writing or installation or video or theater or whatever it is, it's made for someone. Until somebody actually engages with it, it's not really complete. That may be different for somebody in an alternate universe, and that's probably, I respect that opinion, but as far as I'm concerned, we need an audience or somebody that's engaging with the work for it to be complete. So your feelings, whatever they may be, that come up are valuable. So be courageous enough to, if you really don't get a piece, just say I have no idea what this was. And as soon as you articulate that, the next thing that needs to come up will come up. What's not great is when you put a lid on it and say, "Oh, that was great."